Have you ever wondered why your vibration isn't always going up? Why do you sometimes feel those dips, even when you're working hard to stay positive? Well, here's the deal. Those dips are actually part of your growth. It's not just about always going up. There's a deeper reason why your vibration fluctuates. And by the end of this video, you'll understand how those lower moments are actually helping you rise higher than ever before. You've probably heard it 1,000 times. Stay positive, keep your vibration high. But here's the thing, people often misunderstand what true growth really looks like. Spoiler alert, it's not about staying on a constant high all the time. Real growth, real evolution is about inclusion, not exclusion. So what does that actually mean? It means that when your vibration dips, instead of seeing it as a setback, realize that you're gathering important pieces of yourself, unresolved beliefs, old habits, emotions that you've buried for a while. Think of it like this. Growth is more like riding a wave than climbing a straight staircase. You need the downward dip to build momentum for the next rise. Without those low points, you'd never have the power to rise even higher. The dips, they're not dragging you down. They're fueling your ascent. Here's a relatable example. Imagine you're trying to clean out a super cluttered room. You can't just throw everything in a closet and lock the door, pretending the mess doesn't exist. At some point, that closet's gonna burst open and it'll be even messier than before. You've got to take everything out, look at it, decide what's useful and what needs to go. That's exactly what's happening when your vibration dips. You're not avoiding the low stuff, you're integrating it, making sure it's handled so that when you rise, you're taking all the necessary pieces of yourself with you. The beauty of this process? You start to realize that the lows are actually just as valuable as the highs. It's like nature plants need periods of dormancy and rest to grow stronger. Just like you need those moments to reflect, heal, and clear out old energy so that your next rise is even more powerful. When you start seeing your dips as part of the whole process, you can stop beating yourself up and start seeing them for what they are. Steps that are helping you rise to a higher, more integrated version of yourself. Now that we know the dips are part of the process, let's dive deeper into why they're actually necessary. It's easy to think of lower vibrations as roadblocks or failures, but what if I told you they're not just unavoidable? They're essential. These dips are like checkpoints along your journey. You know, those moments where you pause, look around, and realize there's some unfinished business that needs your attention. And guess what? That's where the real growth happens. When you're vibing high, feeling good, and suddenly, bam, you hit a low point. It can feel like a setback. But here's the reality. It's not a punishment, and it's definitely not failure. It's actually your higher self working with you to reveal things that need to be addressed. Think of it like this. When you reach a new level of vibration, you gain a clearer perspective, almost like climbing to the top of a hill and suddenly seeing everything below you that you couldn't see before. From that higher vantage point, you start to notice the parts of yourself that have been lurking in the shadows, old beliefs, negative habits, fears you haven't fully faced. And these lower vibrations, they're simply your body and mind saying, hey, it's time to deal with this now. Picture this. You're a detective, solving the mystery of your own life. When you hit a low vibration, it's like shining a flashlight into a dark room, illuminating all the stuff that's been hiding there, the stuff you haven't wanted to deal with. These moments are the universe's way of saying, there's still work to be done, and here's where you need to focus. So instead of seeing those dips as setbacks, start seeing them as messengers bringing you important information. Every time you integrate a lower vibration, Whether it's an old belief or an unresolved emotion, you're actually preparing yourself to reach even higher levels of vibration. Let me give you a real-world example. Think of an athlete training for a marathon. They can't just keep running and running without stopping to rest and recover. During those rest periods, the athlete is actually getting stronger. Muscles are rebuilding, energy is being stored. That downtime is critical for their next big push forward. Similarly, when your vibration dips, it's a necessary pause for you to gather your strength, examine what's holding you back, and clear it out. And here's another way to think about it. Imagine you're a deep-sea diver. To bring up treasure from the depths, you've got to dive into the dark, murky waters. You don't lose anything by going deeper. Instead, you come back up to the surface with priceless gems, ready to add more richness to your life. That's exactly what happens when you descend into lower vibrations. You're not losing progress, you're gaining the valuable insights you need to move forward in a more powerful, aligned way. The more you embrace this process, the more you start to see that the lows are just as important as the highs. When you hit those dips, instead of feeling defeated or frustrated, you can use them as opportunities to ask yourself, what am I meant to learn from this? What belief or pattern is still holding me back? By doing this, you're not just passively waiting for your vibration to rise again. You're actively participating in your own growth. And when you finally resolve those lower vibrational issues, guess what? Your overall vibration rises even higher than it was before. This process of dipping and rising isn't just a one-off thing, it's the cycle of your growth. Just like nature has its seasons, your vibration has its own natural rhythm. Trees don't grow taller without their roots digging deeper into the earth, and you can't reach your highest potential without first grounding yourself by resolving what's buried below the surface. Without those deep roots, the tree would topple over at the first sign of a storm. So the next time you feel like you're in a low point, remember that it's not a setback, it's a preparation. You're digging deeper, growing stronger, and building the foundation for the next rise in your vibration. And trust me, when you embrace this rhythm, you'll start to see that these dips are the universe giving you exactly what you need to grow. Now, before we continue, I'd like to ask a small favor. If you are enjoying this content and find it helpful, take just a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Imagine the impact we could make for all the seekers out there, the chosen ones who are looking for this kind of light and wisdom, if we all came together. It costs you nothing, but that single click can make all the difference. With just a moment of your time, you're part of the magic. Now that you understand how dips in your vibration are part of the growth process, let's dive into one of the most fascinating aspects of raising your vibration: synchronicity. These are those magical moments in life when everything seems to fall into place. You've probably experienced it before. You're thinking about someone and they call you, or you're contemplating a new job, and out of nowhere, the perfect opportunity lands in your lap. These moments aren't just random coincidences, they're synchronicities, the universe's way of reflecting back the alignment you're creating within yourself. Here's the thing. When you work through lower vibrations and integrate them, you start aligning with your higher self. And when that alignment happens, physical reality responds. You begin to notice these little coincidences. Things that just seem to click, people who show up at just the right time, opportunities that appear as if they were tailor-made for you. That's synchronicity at work, and it's not random. It's the universe's way of telling you, hey, you're on the right path. Keep going. But let's break this down a little more. Imagine your life is like a movie, and synchronicity is like the director behind the scenes. making sure all the characters and events show up exactly when they're supposed to. It's like a perfectly timed sequence of events that helps guide you toward your next step. And the best part? The more aligned you are with your true self, the more frequently these synchronicities will occur. It's as if the universe is saying, "You've done the work, now here's your reward." Synchronicity isn't just about lucky breaks or feel-good moments. It's a feedback loop. When you notice these seemingly small coincidences, it's the universe reflecting your internal state. If you're aligned, vibrating high, and in tune with your true self, life will mirror that back to you with experiences that are in sync with what you're manifesting. It's like tuning into the perfect radio frequency. When you're aligned, the static clears and everything starts flowing smoothly. You stop feeling like you're pushing against the current, and instead, life starts moving with you. Here's a relatable example. Let's say you're thinking about starting a new business, but you're not sure if it's the right time. You start working on clearing out some old beliefs around money and success. Then, out of nowhere, you meet someone who's been in the same industry, and they offer you advice or even a partnership. That's not just chance, that's synchronicity. The universe is responding to your inner shift by delivering exactly what you need in your external reality. And it gets better. Synchronicities don't just happen once or twice. The more aligned you are, the more frequently they occur. It's like the universe is setting up a breadcrumb trail, guiding you step by step toward your highest path. The key is to recognize these moments. Instead of brushing them off as random, start paying attention. When you notice synchronicities, it's like receiving confirmation that you're in the flow of your life's purpose. Another important aspect of synchronicity is that it often shows up after you've come out of a dip in your vibration. Remember those lower vibrational moments we talked about? When you've done the work, resolved old beliefs, and raised your vibration again, that's when the universe tends to throw in some synchronicity. It's like a cosmic high five, a sign that you're moving in the right direction. So, if you've just worked through a tough situation and suddenly you're seeing things fall into place, that's no accident. It's the universe giving you feedback that your internal work is paying off. Let's talk about another real-world example. Have you ever had a day where everything just seemed to go right? Maybe you bumped into someone who gave you exactly the advice you needed, or you found an answer to a problem you'd been thinking about for weeks. These aren't just lucky breaks, they're synchronicities. When you're aligned with your true self, the universe has a funny way of making sure you're exactly where you need to be, when you need to be there. And here's the cool part. Synchronicity is also a powerful tool for manifesting. When you start noticing these moments, you can use them as clues for what to focus on next. If you keep hearing about a certain topic, person, or opportunity, that's a nudge from the universe telling you, hey, maybe this is something you should explore. For example, if you keep seeing the same book recommended by different people or hearing about a particular place or event, it's likely a sign that there's something important for you to discover in that direction. The more you lean into these synchronicities, the more you'll start to notice that life feels like a dance between you and the universe. The key is to stay open and curious, to recognize these signs, and to trust that the universe is always communicating with you. And here's the thing, synchronicity is not something you have to force. It happens naturally when you're living in alignment with your higher self. By consistently working through those lower vibrations, resolving old patterns, and staying true to your inner guidance, you naturally create the space for synchronicity to flow. So, how do you invite more synchronicity into your life? Simple. Stay in alignment with your true self. Keep resolving those lower vibrations and be open to the signs. When you see those weird coincidences, don't shrug them off. Smile. because that's the universe's way of telling you you're on the right track. The more you acknowledge these moments, the more they'll happen. It's like strengthening a muscle. The more you recognize synchronicity, the more it shows up. Synchronicity is one of the universe's most fun and magical ways of communicating with you. It's a reminder that you're not just living life passively, but actively co-creating your reality. And the more aligned you are, the more effortlessly things will flow. So next time something amazing happens seemingly out of the blue, remember, it's not a coincidence. It's the universe reminding you that you're in perfect harmony with your higher self. Okay, so we've talked about the role of lower vibrations in your growth and how they actually help you rise higher. But now, let's get practical. How do you actually work with these lower vibrations when they show up? Because, let's face it, no one likes feeling stuck in a dip. The good news is that there are ways to handle these moments that can turn them into powerful opportunities for transformation. First things first. When you notice that your vibration is dipping, the natural reaction is to resist it. You might feel frustrated or try to force yourself back into a higher vibration. But here's the thing. Resistance only keeps you stuck. What you resist persists. So instead of fighting it, the first step is to accept it. Acknowledge that you're in a low vibration and remind yourself that it's okay. It's part of the process. By accepting the dip, you immediately take the pressure off yourself and create the space to actually work through it. Think of it like this. You wouldn't yell at your phone for running out of battery, right? You just plug it in and charge it up. Your vibration works the same way. When you're feeling low, it's a sign that something needs to be recharged or addressed, not something to beat yourself up about. Acceptance is the first step to allowing the energy to shift. Once you've accepted where you are, the next step is to observe. Get curious about what's coming up for you. Lower vibrations are often linked to unresolved beliefs or emotions that are asking for your attention. So ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Is it fear, doubt, anger? Maybe it's an old belief that you're not worthy of something you desire. Whatever it is, allow yourself to look at it without judgment. Just observe it like a detective gathering clues. Here's a powerful exercise you can do. Grab a journal or a piece of paper and write down everything you're feeling. Don't hold back. Pour it all out. Once you've done that, ask yourself, what belief is driving these emotions? Is it a fear of failure? A feeling of unworthiness? Often just getting these thoughts and beliefs out in the open helps you see them more clearly. And once you've identified the belief, you can start to question it. That brings us to the next step, questioning the belief. Ask yourself, is this belief really true? Where did it come from? Is it still serving me? More often than not, you'll find that these beliefs were formed a long time ago and don't even apply to your current life. For example, maybe you believe that you're not good enough to succeed because of a past experience that went wrong. But that belief doesn't have to define your future. By questioning it, you can start to dismantle its power over you. Once you've identified and questioned the belief, it's time to replace it with a higher vibrational thought. This is where affirmations and positive self-talk come in. You're essentially rewriting the script of your mind. If you've been telling yourself, "I'm not good enough," replace it with, "I am worthy of success and I trust the process." This simple shift in language can have a profound effect on your vibration. The more you affirm these higher vibrational beliefs, the more your energy will begin to rise. Another powerful tool to work with lower vibrations is meditation. When you're in a low vibration, it can feel like your mind is in overdrive. Meditation helps quiet that inner chatter and allows you to reconnect with your higher self. You don't have to sit for hours. a simple 5 or 10 minutes of deep breathing can work wonders. Focus on your breath, allow your thoughts to come and go, and visualize yourself surrounded by light. This can help shift your energy and bring clarity to whatever's coming up for you. In addition to meditation, movement is another great way to process lower vibrations. When you're feeling stuck, stagnant energy can build up in your body. Go for a walk, stretch, or even dance around your room. Physical movement helps release trapped energy and raises your vibration naturally. Plus, it gets you out of your head and back into your body, where you can process emotions in a healthier way. Now, let's talk about one of the most underrated tools for working with lower vibrations: self-compassion. When you're in a low vibrational state, it's easy to get caught up in negative self-talk. You might think, "Why am I feeling this way? I should be doing better." But here's the thing: growth isn't linear. Everyone experiences dips, even the most enlightened people. So be kind to yourself. Instead of beating yourself up, practice self-compassion. Tell yourself, "It's okay to feel this way. I'm doing the best I can, and this is just part of my journey." One final thing to remember: working with lower vibrations doesn't mean you'll never feel them again. Life is a constant ebb and flow. You'll have moments of high vibration and moments where you dip. But the more you work through these low points, the quicker you'll bounce back, and the higher your average vibration will rise over time. It's not about eliminating the lows. It's about learning how to navigate them with grace and awareness. So, next time you find yourself in a low vibrational state, don't panic. Instead, use it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and ultimately rise even higher. Accept where you are, observe what's coming up, question the beliefs driving those emotions, and replace them with higher vibrational thoughts. With practice, you'll find that these dips are just stepping stones toward a higher, more aligned version of yourself. So, to wrap it all up, your vibration isn't meant to rise in a straight line. The dips you experience are not failures, but opportunities. They allow you to gather the parts of yourself that need healing and bring them into alignment with your higher vibration. These dips are essential for your growth, like the roots of a tree that dig deep to support the branches reaching for the sky. And remember, those moments of synchronicity you experience, that's the universe giving you a nod, letting you know you're on the right path. The more aligned you are with your true self, the more these magical moments will show up. And when you're working with your lower vibrations, whether through acceptance, observation, or self-compassion, you're laying the foundation for an even higher rise. So next time you find yourself feeling low, don't panic. Embrace it as part of the process. Every dip is an invitation to rise even higher, to clear out what no longer serves you, and to step into a more powerful version of yourself. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What synchronicities have you noticed in your life recently? Drop them in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, so you can keep raising your vibration and living in alignment with your true self. Thanks for watching.